What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode number 156 of the Unknown Games podcast, where we're talking about video games, especially today. Persona 3 Portable just came out a couple days ago, or a week. I don't know. My co-host Alex is going to fill us in on all the details about that. I love how I just put just put it all on Alex today. I'm going to be like, it's your show. Alex is like, what? What's up, man?
What's up, bitches? It's the Alex Show. Sit down. You're in for a good 50 minutes. Yeah.
You're in for the time of your life, as they might say. But we're gonna try to break down at least some of the things that maybe you want to expect if you haven't played Persona 3 Portable, or if you are new to the series, or if you're someone coming from Persona 5 and who has been like now able to work back progressively. The way that they release these, you are technically able to play 5, then 4, then 3. So we'll kind of get into that a little bit later. My name is Adrian, and I'll be hosting. And of course, we want to say thanks to everyone who's been listening, especially last week's episode, man. We had a lot of people chime in on the Steam Deck. I guess we did a good job on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Steam Deck is also just a universally enjoyed, and I don't know, I guess that's a console that a lot of people are talking about. It's been on the it's been on the Steam like top seller list for like a long time, like number one. So it's just like things that are sold on the Steam store, and Steam Deck is like consistently number one, like beating out games.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I mean, I've still been playing mine. I know you've probably still been.
Yeah, I played a buttload today. I've been playing so much FF6 on it. Like, yeah, it's awesome.
Oh man, so. That's so good.
It's like legitimately awesome. Yeah.
I've been playing. I've been clearing out a Metroidvania, and then I also installed Aliens Fireteam.
Yeah,
and it's like recommend. It has like it's verified or whatever, and it's all good. That game runs smooth.
I'm like playing in bed. I'm like, oh, time for bed. I just crawl into bed and I bring my Steam Deck. I'm just gonna grinding out levels, and then I'm gonna fall asleep. So it's like perfect for that. So
it's perfect. So everyone, thanks for listening and watching that episode, and go ahead and give a thumbs up, like this episode, because this is a perfect game. Persona 3 Portable is probably another like perfect game for your Steam Deck, considering that it was originally
a PSP game,
a PSP game. So
now you're playing on a gigantic PSP, yeah.
You can't.
You're playing on a PSP Jumbo at this point, yeah.
Oh man, so we're gonna just go ahead, hop on into it, and talk about some Persona 3 Portable. I've had a little bit of experience with this game when it came out. Fudge, how many years has this game existed? Is it like
when did P3P come out?
Oh yeah, when P3P came out, because Persona 3 is even older, because we have Persona 3
P is I think 2009 maybe, or 2010.
It feels like it feels like that, because it's right around the time like before I came to Japan the first time, and I was just like,
it was like just before you would have moved.
Yeah, and I used to play this game on my commutes. Like I would play it, and it was perfect. It was so perfect to play on commuting, and I had never actually. I had a friend before I came to Japan who loved Persona 4. I mean, dude was always talking about it, and he would, when I was in the car, they would actually like just play the music. I was like, bro, this music is on point.
You gotta get good, yeah. It's a legitimate good soundtrack, yeah.
And I started like, oh, you're right, this is really cool. And I was like, oh, look, this seems like it's perfect. I have no clue what I'm getting myself into, but yeah, let's try Persona 3. I bought it, and I enjoyed it. I unfortunately didn't finish it. I got about 20-30 hours into it.
So like a third of the way through the game then.
Yeah. And it's on my list of like, I really should go back and finish it, because I enjoyed it. I was actually enjoying playing it on the train and the commute, and maybe not playing on the commute is what got me off of it. But when was the first time you played Persona 3? Well, any of them, honestly. Persona 3, Fez, or Portable.
I bought OG P3 when it came out in North America, so that's when it was released as Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. Right. Mm-hmm. This is like well before Persona really hit its stride.
Right.
And it was kind of being like released under like the SMT name.
Right.
But yeah, no, I got P3 like when it just P3, and then I loved it a lot. So I did 2 playthroughs of it, and then Fez came out, and then I beat Fez, and then P4 came out, and I beat P4, and then P3P came out, and I started to play P3P. Actually, never finished it. So I think this is my chance to try to get through it. So P3P, I mean, I guess this will kind of segue into some of the changes that P3P has, but like when I started to play P3P, especially coming off Golden,
Right.
Not golden. Sorry, not golden. Sorry, P4. Golden is like way newer. When I finished P4, and then P3P came out, I like Persona 3. Like I love the characters and the world and the music and the bosses and the story and everything. But like some of the changes in P3P that they made to accommodate the PSP, I was like, I get it, but the game's not as fun for me because of it. So
I mean, we have to
I
keep in mind because this
yeah,
game originally was on PS2, where you did have two analog nubs, and you could be a little bit more 3D. I don't know if that played into the factor of
you
why
like
they made
okay,
the change to kind of a point and click style
okay. Well, for
for that
starters, the
part.
the
Yeah,
right analog stick is like never used in the
it's oh,
original.
okay, okay.
You can turn the camera with the shoulder buttons. Like it's that era of JRPG where you where
It's
you use
so
the shoulder buttons to turn the camera.
the
Yeah,
best era, the best era. Nothing to
yeah,
worry about.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I guess I don't know how to introduce this. So P3P came out after P4 came out. So what P3P is it's kind of an expanded version of Persona 3, and they added well the biggest thing they added is a female protagonist. So it's like an entirely new route. So if you've already played P3 and you're like, oh, I want to play through the game, but I don't want it to be exactly the same, then the female protagonist is for you. It changes the social links a little bit. Obviously, it changes who you can date, and it changes. You can choose a different Velvet Room attendant. You can choose Theodore, this handsome man, I guess. He's exclusive to the female protagonist route.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
And yeah, so some of the social links are different. Obviously, dialogue is different. People obviously are referring you to a female because you know. Um, so that's supposed to be like
I guess the hook,
the
the what makes it new, right? The
yeah, what's new for old players, I guess. But if you're coming to, you've never played it before, or you just want the kind of the OG experience, and the male protagonist is obviously still selectable for you.
okay,
So
okay.
that's the biggest thing that they added to P3P. But as for things that I guess they had to compromise on, so there's a couple big changes that the game has when they moved it to PSP. So number one is there's no more like 3D. I guess there's no like exploration in the game anymore. Um, Aside from the dungeons, it's all point and click. So when you would normally have like, let's say for example, like the mall, when you go in the mall and you can like run around and go through all the shops, right? You're moving your character.
Right, right.
It's literally just like a picture of the
Of
mall,
the
and
mall.
it's like, and you're just like moving this like cursor, and you're like this store, and then it's like, oh, you want to go inside the store or whatever. Or if you're in your dorm, yeah, so it's like, oh, like you point at the mirror and it's like, look at the mirror, and you're like, yeah, right.
Right, right.
So that's basically the biggest change.
Okay, okay.
um and it's definitely way more like a visual novel now at this point. I mean, Persona already is borderline visual novel just based on how much text there is in the game.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, when I was playing on commute, it felt like, because you go through the days just like you would in other personas too, but because I didn't have to walk around or anything, it just felt really snappy. It felt like I could go
Yeah,
through and do
yeah, yeah,
tasks
yeah.
and chores, like bam, 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 go in the dungeon, do that stuff, then go outside, like you said, go to the mall or wherever, and just like it was just very expedited, which was great. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that aspect because it was portable.
So like there is that benefit if you I mean it is true. Yeah, you can go through stores very quickly because they added the like it's like a fast travel menu basically. You hit
Hmm.
square or X if you're on an Xbox controller, and then or Y if you're on a Switch controller. And then it would like bring up this like fast travel menu. It's like, where do you want to go? I'm like, oh, I want to go here. So that's actually in P3P, which is good and bad. I don't know. I mean P5 is both honestly because P5 is a modern game, but so there's that. It's really point and click. And what else did they change? So I guess there's that, right? There's like less like movement really, and then it's more like a visual novel where you have to use your imagination a lot of times, just because you're like stuff is being described to you as opposed to being shown to you,
Okay, okay.
or you're not like moving through an area.
Right,
And
right.
alongside that is like there's no more animated cutscenes. So there's a few animated like full animated anime cutscenes in P3.
Okay, okay.
One for the intro, and one for the first time the Dark Hour happens to like some people. One for when your school transforms to Tartarus. Spoilers, I guess, for the first hour.
Spoilers.
Um,
If you
and
haven't
then
played it,
like
now you know.
a cutscene from when you first summon your persona. So there's like a
Mhm.
lot of cutscenes for these like key moments, like fully animated like and voiced cutscenes.
Okay.
those are not in P3P at all. They kind of do their best to
Hmm.
like show you snippets from this cutscene, so it's like a frame of that cutscene, and then they'll like like pan it, like it'll be like a
It'll
sideways
just be
like
like a sideways, like just like
sideways pan or
a
something.
still and then a
Yeah,
pan, just like
yeah. So like to show movement, there'll be like a screenshot, and then like the picture just like sliding left to right or whatever. Yeah. And to me, like the biggest, like it's really disappointing in for one instance, which is when you summon your persona for the first time, because it's like really, it's a cool cutscene. So it's when you like get to the roof of your dorm because like you're getting attacked by a big shadow or whatever, and you and Yukari, who's like your first one of your first party members, you'll run up to the dorm, and at this point you don't have a persona, right?
right.
And like this big shadow tries to like it gets on the roof, and Yukari like tries to summon her persona, but she like gets like she I guess falters. I guess she can't do it, so she
Okay.
drops her evoker, which is like a gun looking thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is all in an animated cutscene. So then your main character picks up the gun, and then like the music cuts out, and it's like dead silent. And then he or she, or well, there's no she, there's no animated she, but so the main character will like just pick
Yeah,
up
they just
just pick up the evoker, and then like just summon a persona, and the persona will get summoned as one persona, as Orpheus, and then it like morphs into Thanatos, and it just like destroys the shadow, and it's like a super cool looking cutscene.
uh,
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
do
but
you
that's
find
not. Sorry, what?
I was gonna say, do you find that like I don't know, do you wish that they would have put it in? Like was I wonder if there
Yeah,
was a way that they could, because I mean this is now on, it's on Switch, it's on Steam, it's on PS4, PS5, Xbox, it's on everything that can handle that stuff, and it seems like they kind of just opted to do a straight port, is what it seems like.
yeah. So what happens for that scene in particular? They just they try to recreate it with 3D models, and it just doesn't have the same effect. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't feel as cool. But yeah, no, as you mentioned, like this is literally a port. This is not updated in any. Well, that's not true. They added one feature, which is quick save. That's it.
Oh, that's nice,
They
I
added a
guess.
quick save feature, yeah, which is it's
That's
cool, I guess.
it's there.
Yeah, so you can save wherever you want. So basically, yeah, it's a straight port. It's literally called Persona 3 Portable on every console, even though it's not
Portable.
portable for some people. Like if you're playing on an the Xboxes aren't portable. Like this PC is debatable. It could be on a laptop or a Steam Deck. But yeah, it's just Persona 3 Portable. So there's a couple changes. So I think if you're coming to this from a new player, I guess, like maybe you've heard of Persona, maybe you're coming from 5 or God forbid 4 Golden or whatever, right?
Right.
And you're like, oh, I want to check out like the beginning of the modern Persona games, because all the modern Persona games start from 3.
From
Like
3, yeah. There is I
they're
mean, there is a 1 and 2, but the modern
right.
Persona games, like you said, that's 3 on up.
Yeah, so gameplay, like mechanically wise, and even like story wise, some of the story hooks, some of the references and everything, they all stem from 3.
Okay.
So if you want to, if you played Persona 5, Persona 5 came out in 2016 and won several Game of the Year awards and like made a big name for itself as like a good JRPG.
Yeah, yeah.
So like maybe you played 5 and you're like, oh, I actually want to check out, I want to play 3, and you're like,
Makes sense.
you're gonna get into it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I would say like pick it up, especially if you don't mind paying how much it costs. I mean, it's like 30 Canadian, so it's probably like
I
25 or 20 USD
I
or
want to
something
say,
like
like I even saw on Steam, you can get 3 and
that.
4
4.
for like $40 or less if you want to. So it's if you want to hop in on both, or if you just want to hop in on the one, it's cheap either way.
Yeah. So I gotta like the only thing that I would mention is like if you're coming from 5, especially from 5, you have to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind this game is like fucking
10,
old
12
at this like
years
15 years
old.
old at
It's
this
old.
point. Yeah.
Like the original, if you go back to just the OG, yeah, it's old.
The OG. Oh, the OG Persona 5 at this point it'd be like pushing 20 years. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so you have to keep in mind that this is an old game, and as long as you know that like it's it's dated, then maybe you'll be
2006.
okay.
Ooh. For the
Yeah,
first one. For the first
for
one.
OG, right? Yeah.
For OG.
So I mean, a lot of it is the same still, I guess. The way that combat handles. So there's still the all-out attack, but there's no like follow-ups. I think follow-ups came from Golden actually, P4 Golden.
Okay.
So that's still even newer than this, but I think for new players, you'll probably have a little bit of an adjustment period, but you'll probably ease into it after some time. The golden though, I'm not golden, sorry. Portable is really weird just because yeah, it's just point and click. Like even like the social link part of it is like
Just
just like, oh, I'm gonna go like open my menu to talk to this guy, and then I'm gonna do a social link. Whereas opposed if you're gonna do five, it's like you get a text message and it's like, you want to hang out? Like sure. Oh, you can
yeah,
just like go through your school and you can
it's
like find him.
basically
Yeah,
exactly what like I was saying earlier. I mean, they made it portable, and it really is like if you were commuting, this game is top tier. So maybe I don't know, like maybe Switch is probably could be the best version, like Switch Steam Deck kind of thing. In terms of like if you want to just play it, and I wouldn't even say like how it's quote quote meant to be played, but I don't know. I just found that was just really like relaxing, very relaxing because you don't worry about moving. And like you said, everything is just like you go in, you do it, you open the menu. Like you said, it's basically a visual novel, like
it's a visual novel.
very,
Point, yeah.
very, very close. Outside of just the RPG combat part, you're basically breezing through a lot of stuff. And because of that, I couldn't tell how far I made into the game. I know Personas are usually pretty long. Is this one around the same length of like 4 or 5, or is it like much shorter?
It's like 80 hours, I'd say. So it's a little shorter than
Oh,
it's like they just get longer. They just get longer, right? So
okay.
P3 is like 80 hours, P4 is like 90 maybe, and then P5 is like 100, yeah.
My goal for Steam Deck. Just
Yeah.
finish
I think
a
like
Persona
coming
throughout the year.
coming from 3 and then playing 4, it was tough to go to P3P, honestly. Like just the menu navigation was what's such a bummer for me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really like running through them all. Like I mean, like I was on Reddit, because this is like a lot of people are divided between which is the best version of Persona 3. There's still no definitive version, unfortunately, which is the biggest gripe from a lot of fans. There's no one game that is the definitive P3.
Okay.
Like for P4, it's obviously golden.
Right.
And for P5, people are going, oh, it's royal. But that definitive version doesn't exist for P3, unfortunately. Because there's features that Fez has that Portable doesn't. And then there's features that Portable has that Fez doesn't. So like which one are you going to try to play if you want like the best version of Persona 3? So
But at this point, if to even get Fez, like you got to go back, get your PS2 out, or
yeah, that's
whatever
the thing, that's the
means
problem,
you have
yeah.
to do. But yeah.
Yeah, so my girlfriend actually like started P3 on Portable, right? She actually didn't play OG.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, I like Portable. I'm like, oh, you should play Fez then. And then she's like, okay, because Fez has like, so the biggest thing that Fez has that Portable doesn't is it has the epilogue. So there's like another, it's like after the credits. I think it's like 1 year after the credits for Persona
Oh, that's
ends.
pretty cool.
It's like a full-on legitimate like epilogue. It's like actual canon story, and it's kind of important, I would say. Arguably very important to like to like the whole canon.
Just a little bit important. Not that, but this one does not have that. Is what
it
you're
doesn't
saying.
have it. Yeah.
That is it? Just
It's
was
probably
it
because
some space reason or something.
It was probably space, and also because of the female protagonist, honestly, because it would be weird for the epilogue to focus solely on protagonist, but not both protagonists.
But not
and
both. Yeah.
they probably didn't want to like redo the whole epilogue for the female protagonist as well.
Okay.
I don't want to like. I know the game's like 15 years old, but if you're jumping into P3 now, and like I don't want to be like this is what happens in the epilogue because but
oh yeah, definitely don't tell. But I would want to ask this, and I definitely know there's people probably who want to know: are P3 and P4 connected?
Yeah, absolutely. Like 1,000 hardcore yeah, very connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
like is it the same school, or is it just
my god,
are they
the same world? No, yeah. Well, there's different towns. Like you go to in P3P, you and Fez, I think you go to like the town of no, in P3P you go to the town of P4.
Okay.
And then in P4 you take a field trip to the town of P3.
Oh, okay.
And then like
cool.
in the fighting games, the like Ultimax or whatever.
Because for anyone who doesn't know, those are legit canon.
Those are canon too.
Actually, every Persona game is canon. Even the dances.
So in the fighting games, like the two parties like meet.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Like and it's like old P3 cast because it takes place after the end of P4. So by this time, like all the P3 characters have like
they're older.
They've older. They've graduated.
What the heck? No, that's pretty hype.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Mitsuru is like a super adult,
Oh
sexy
my
like
gosh, she
CEO.
was.
Yeah,
We don't want to say, but she was already good looking as she was.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah. Anyways, so no, they're very very connected. Yeah, so
that's and I think that's something. And then when it comes to five, that
it's
is
same universe, same
same
universe.
universe. Okay, okay. So it was just one of those questions that crossed my mind. I'm like, I've seen them together on screen, and it was probably during like the fighting game
The
stuff,
funny games,
but I
yeah.
just never knew if they were like there, like together in these games sometimes. So that's pretty
I was
cool to know.
convinced I was convinced that P5 was actually going to be a continuation of P3 and P4 because the fighting games came out and the
Hmm.
way that the fighting games ended was like, oh, we have bigger enemies ahead of us. And then P5 was about to come out. I'm like, holy shit, it's gonna be P3 and P4. And no, it's I mean, P5 is really good, don't get me wrong, obviously, but yeah. Um no,
Wow.
yeah. So there's the epilogue in Fez. So yeah, my girlfriend was like enjoying Portable. I'm like, you should play Fez. And then I remember one of her reactions was just like, "Holy shit, you can run around the."
You can.
I'm like, yeah, you can.
I've kind of like had
Yeah,
it. I've had it on screen a little bit here and there, but like, I mean, you can literally you can see sometimes. It's just people standing on the screen. You move a
yeah.
cursor to them, and you tap. I mean, heck, this game could even been on a mobile device. I'm surprised it
But you
wasn't
can
actually on
play
like an
on a
iPhone or
phone, yeah,
something.
or
Yeah,
something, yeah,
it's. I mean, it's perfect for that too.
like a big tablet. Yeah,
And like you said, there's like the quick menu. You just kind of go through, like, hey, do you want to go to this town? You want to go to the mall, high school, the shrine, whatever. Do your stuff there. I mean, it really is just meant to be played portably. And it
yeah.
would be interesting to see this. Do you know the reason that they made P3 3? Sorry, well, Persona Portable. Was there
Why did they
a
make it?
Yeah? Was
I
it? Did Sony just say
money,
like, "Yo,
presumably.
here,
Yeah.
have we need money for here? We need stuff on the PSP." Like, it's kind
Well,
of
they
baffling a
probably.
bit.
I mean, this came out after P4, so they probably saw the opportunity to improve P3 with the changes from 4.
Right, right.
And maybe yeah, maybe they got asked by Sony or someone to put a good game on PSP, and then they did it. I don't
And
know.
they,
Yeah,
it's like, huh. Um, I mean, that's more power to them. I mean, kudos to them for actually interpreting it in a different way and really making it portable. Are there any technical issues? Because people who are going to buy this on like PC or anything like that,
no,
um,
like if you can't run this, God help you.
you can't run nothing with screen. I mean, when I was looking on stream, it was like in terms of like screen aspect ratio, all that stuff. It seemed everything is fine. I don't think there's
I think it's locked to 16 by 9, which is a default, which is like a normal resolution for most
okay.
people. If you are playing on a Steam Deck, I think you're gonna have the black bars on top of them, like tiny black bars. I mean, you have a Steam Deck, you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
most
yeah,
games are 16 by 9 ratio, and the Steam Deck is 16 by 10 ratio. So you have like a little bit of black on the
a
top
little
and
bit of black.
bottoms, but you just go, it's whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So there's the problem is there's no definitive version of P3. So if you're playing on Fez, you have the epilogue and you have like free movement, like total movement.
Hmm.
Um, and I guess that's where the benefits end. If you're playing P3P, you get the female protagonist, you get better social links, you get full party control, which is something that came over from 4. And well, I mean, I guess like if you don't want to run around, you have fast travel. You also are missing cutscenes though. You don't have any animated cutscenes, so I would say
Yeah.
that's a good downside. So the
It's
problem is like yeah, which version of 3 is considered the definitive version,
it's
and
kind of
people
hard.
can't really come to a conclusion. Yeah,
Honestly, if they took the epilogue out of the equation, I think you could probably say portable.
P3P would be yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, but with that epilogue being there, I mean, I guess you can watch it online, but I mean, for most of this stuff, like you want to experience it yourself. You know what I mean? Like you got that far, and it
Yeah,
just
so especially because if you play the fighting games, if you start to go deep into the Persona canon rabbit
mhm.
hole, they mention like the events of the epilogue in one of the characters' story routes in the fighting games. Like she is like directly coming off from the epilogue from P3
Oh
Fez.
wow.
So yeah,
Well then,
um,
that's all I can say
yeah.
is well then.
I mean, I'm happy that I beat it on my PlayStation 2 actually.
Yeah, yeah, PS2. Yeah.
So yeah, like I didn't like not even on PS3, not on emulator or anything. Like oh gee, I bought a copy and played it on my CRT TV. So
Gosh, CRTs. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
But yeah, no. If you are a brand new player to Persona 3 and you want to figure out like the start of the modern games, you can pick it up, sure. Play through it. I guess if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's totally fine. I can understand how it'd be really difficult to come to play coming from 5, especially maybe
Yeah,
4.
that's wow.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. I guess I can understand. It's an old game at this point. If you are like a returning player rather, then it's P3. It's P3P. It has not changed. It's just literally the game that you enjoyed as a kid. Like it's the same game. So
Well, there you go, everyone.
yeah,
If
it's on
you
Switch, Xbox,
Yep.
PS4, and Steam.
Yep, it's on everything under the sun except for your mobile, like your phones
Yep. You
somehow.
P4 Golden also came out for all those consoles minus Steam because it's been on Steam for years, like 1.5 or 2 years at
1.5.
this
Yeah.
point. But for the other consoles, yeah, P4G also launched on the same day.
And I guess now the big question is, when are we potentially getting a Persona 6? I mean, like not like it's not coming, but
They might
when,
announce it this
right?
year. Alice was like, we have a bunch of games to announce
Hmm.
this year, and like maybe because yeah, P5 came out in 2016, which is at this point it's already 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. So
Hmm. I
it's
mean,
a
they've
long time. Holy shit!
honestly, like they've had a really good run up. Because I mean, we had, what was it? Devil Survivor? Not, was it Devil Survivor? Well, Shin Megami Tensei 3. Then we
5,
had, we
unless
also
you're
had
talking about the
5. Yeah,
remaster. Well, you had the remaster of
we've
3,
had the
yeah.
remaster of 3. We also had
We have
5,
5,
and we've had
and
Soul
then
Hackers 2, and then we've
Soul
had
Hackers 2.
in between all, while all this is going on, Persona 4 Golden kind of kicked that off, and then Persona 3 Portable. I mean, I feel like Atlas had a great. Was this all? This was within 2 years. All
Well,
those games.
Golden is like a re-release of a Vita game, right? But
Yeah, yeah. But it's nice to see that all this. I mean, they're really doing good by their fans. I like seeing stuff like that.
yeah, I think Alice is also working on a fantasy RPG. I don't know when that's coming out. They announced that a long time ago.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah, it has. I think it still only has like a working title. I don't think it has like a full-on title yet. No, they announced it like a while ago. It's like a full like fantasy RPG.
I wonder if it's under their upcoming release. Okay, no, they don't have anything in their upcoming releases. I'm a little bit curious, like which, because like a lot of their stuff is already still available on current consoles if you want to play them, if you want to find them. Is there anything, because I'm looking through their history right now, if there's any games that you'd like to see like remade, like re-release. Sorry, not remade, or they could be remade. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like,
the Trauma Center. Jesus, Trauma Center.
you know what? So that was DS only,
It was
correct?
DS
Well, there was a
Wii.
sequel, wasn't there?
Yeah, on the Wii. Yeah,
That would be a pretty good one.
yeah. Bring it back, you cowards.
No one wants any surgical drama, I guess. I don't. That's a good question. Why they never continued with that series? I guess maybe either the story stopped or they just,
Well, I would
because they
say
reviewed well. They reviewed well.
I would say the consoles stopped being conducive for that gameplay because with the DS you're using the touchscreen to like cut stuff
You're
and
Yeah,
and
to kind of cut stuff up quickly.
it made sense, right? It was a perfect console for that gameplay, which is probably why they made it because they saw an opportunity with the hardware. And then when the Wii came out, they're like, oh, we can make it work. You can use the Wii mode and use like a floating cursor, and you have to hold your arm out for hours at a time. Like it might work, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then after that was the Wii U, and like maybe they could have made it work with the touchpad, but maybe, and also the Wii U kind of sucked. And Alice at this point was already making a lot of money from like other games like Persona, so they probably just like didn't care anymore.
And honestly, like, yeah, putting this on Switch would be kind of cool. Because I mean, it's the same concept. Same thing with the Wii. You just use the Switch controllers, the Joy Cons. There we go. Uh, that would be a good one. You know what? I would not actually mind seeing this come back, because it was one of those games I actually wanted to play, but just never. I never got around to doing it.
You
'Cause
like never played Trauma Center?
Yeah, I never
It's
owned a
fun.
D.
It's
I
fun.
didn't
It's
own
fun.
a
It's fun.
DS until DSi.
It's like stupidly fun. Like it's a typical Atlas game where you think it's about one thing and it turns out to be fucking about something else. Like you're a doctor and you're like, all right, I'm here to save lives, and now it's like, wait, what do you mean I'm stopping a criminal organization? What are you talking about? I'm a doctor.
That's because that's what doctors do.
Yeah, so I mean, it's fun. It's a good game. So
Man, I'm looking at this and it says May 18th, 2020 on the Wii.
wait, that can't be fucking right. Wait,
I
that can't be
can't.
fucking right.
You
No,
you
that can't be.
you talked
Wait,
to freaking
2020?
Atlas. Hold up, let me go. Look at this. Look at this.
That
I
can't be
did.
fucking right.
Right.
Wait, what? Wait, that
I'm
can't
like,
be
wait,
right.
it can't be right.
Wait,
This is
2020
for the Wii version.
was
The Wii. I don't believe it was 20.
no. That's too recent. That's too recent.
I don't look.
The
May
Wii,
18th, 2020.
the
Don't
Switch has been out. The Switch was already. What are you talking about? That was
maybe
like 2 years
maybe
ago.
it's on the Switch and that's what they want to say. Like I fucking don't know, bro.
No, that's fucking broken, dude. That can't be right.
They-
That can't be
Their
right.
their website is broken.
I need to look this up.
Quick, somebody tell them that their website.
It's 2010. It's May 18th, 2010.
Well, we found a typo. Do we write into them like, hey, there's a typo here. Do you want to
Yeah,
like?
no.
Should we fix it?
Yeah, 2010.
Should
2010.
you fix it, Atlas?
Yeah, they should fix it by
Wow.
making a new one. Yeah.
Wow, that was not expecting that. Yeah, my friend really likes Etrian Odyssey. Etrian Odyssey,
Yeah.
bro, the soundtrack went hard for that series. Dang, I
Yeah.
remember him playing it. I was like, yo, we about to listen to this soundtrack. I didn't care about the game. I'm not one for the Etrian Odyssey series in terms of the gameplay, but
Yeah, I'm not big on it too, but if you are into it, then you're a big fan. It has a really niche cult following, right? So.
it's one of those old school dungeon crawlers, basically.
Yeah,
where
you have to like
you're
make a
mapping it
map.
out.
You have
Yeah.
to make the map yourself. Yeah.
The OG, the art is really cool. I love the art, but yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
essentially you're making that map and going down that dungeon. So
Yeah, it's
that's
definitely not
for everyone.
yeah.
Oh,
You know what? There's
man.
actually 5 total Trauma Center games, so they did work on the series quite a bit.
Oh, maybe the last one did come out in 2020.
No, it was 2010 for sure. Yeah, but they did 5 total games.
Oh,
One is like a
man.
remaster of sorts of the first one, but yeah.
Oh man, 2020.
Yeah, do it, Alice Trauma Center, please. I would love to play that.
And while you're at it, just go steal Xenosaga and make it too. It's not your own. It's not your game, but it's okay.
Purchase it from
Yeah,
Bandai.
just steal it and make it. Just take it.
A lot of people want a full remake of Persona 3, especially because there's still no definitive edition of it. Like people are just like, do I play Fez or do I play P3P or whatever?
Yeah. That's understandable.
Because there's no definitive version of it yet. People are like, Alice should make a full remake with the Persona 5 engine. And as a fan of the series and as a fan of P3, obviously I think that would be
That
amazing.
would take a lot of time.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Like a full
right?
because
Yeah, so
then
it's like,
why
what do you
stop
do?
why stop at just 3? Why not do Golden too? Everything
Like
just
remake P4
yeah, just
again?
remake P4 and
Well, they're no Capcom. They won't do that. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. When that money starts flowing in,
I think the team is like way too small. Honestly, I think it's a choice. Do you want P6 or do you want some remake or something? So I think they're probably gonna do P6. But no, yeah, like it would be a cool remake to see. But I don't know. It's one of those dream
pipe dream.
Yeah, it was kind of like it would be the equivalent of 7 being remade, which eventually happened. But
Which eventually happened. So I guess
yeah.
what history has taught us, it shall repeat. 10 years later, mark our words, we're about to get that remade version of Golden.
If they can like
Portable.
rapidly expand their team, like, and I mean like rapidly, then the game might be feasible. But
Technology, it's a
games
crazy thing.
cost money to make, so they cost money in team. And
They
like
do.
Humans, yeah.
They do. And speaking of it, we're gonna switch on over really quickly to the GranBlue Fantasy Relink, the game that we've talked about this game like I don't know how many times at this point on the podcast, but it is once again coming out this year.
Well, they say, but
They
it can
say.
be delayed. Yeah, unless it's out, we don't want to be like it's out this year. So
Yeah. It at least says 2023 is what they're quoting for it. Last year it was, they gave us a detailed, breakdown of, what pushed them back. And I mean, this game always looked like a lot of fun. It was a 4v,
Yeah.
co-op kind of not hunter style game, but I mean, essentially, yeah, you were taking on big bosses and kind of going through an open, not open world, but a story. There's a story in this game, and just taking down bosses with a lot of fun. I mean, it looks good too. Like honestly, this game was scheduled for 2 years ago.
Isn't there's no mobs? Is there mob fighting in this
I think
trailer?
there's a little bit. I don't know about in this trailer. Yeah, there's mob fighting. Yeah, here we are. Some mob fighting, and it
Okay,
looks
because I
clean.
yeah, it looks really good. Like
Like this,
really good.
like it looks really good. And I think that's the worst part about this game is that it looks so good, but it's taken so long. And we've talked about the fact that it started out with Platinum Games doing it, and then they broke off from this, and then they had a
Yeah,
Babylon's
we
Fall.
still don't know what happened. Like, did Platt leave or did Platt get fired from the project? Is the question.
They I don't know because Babylon's Fall came after this. After they
Oh
left,
yeah,
that was the next thing that came out for them.
good game. Yeah,
which
yeah.
which is a game that does have a 4v1 system. I don't know, maybe they were inspired, maybe they just thought they could do it better. I don't know, maybe Side Games was hard to work with. I have no clue, but um it looks like they're doing their job with this one, and we now have at least another release launch window
Well, it just
of
says 2023, so with the
the
window
entire
of 12
year.
months, like it's
Yeah,
just
the
yeah,
entire
it's a
year.
big. It's like a yeah. I don't know.
I,
Anyways, I mean, it looks good. I do want this game to do well because
I
it
do
looks
too.
so damn good. Yeah, I want to like play this game and I want to like enjoy it and I want it to be a really good game. So
Can you imagine like this? So like this game plus Blue Protocol. Like that would be
it's all I'm gonna play. If yeah, I would just play those two games for like the whole year.
if this is anything like GranBlue, because I don't think they've never really given us a breakdown of what the heck is actually the loop of this game. Like, what are you doing in between just fighting? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
is there
yeah,
is
is
there
it?
just some
It might be a
detailed
traditional RPG. Like, is it story driven or like?
like do you go through the story and then like Monster Hunter, you also go do grind for extra quest and stuff
Is
like
it
that?
multiplayer?
Like,
I
it's
don't think
multi.
they've ever been like, hey, it's multiplayer. Like I
I
don't.
think it has. I thought it was multiplayer from the start, but
I think it's single player.
is it? Is it just wait? Is it really just single player?
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, that would be a waste. Like, cause I the whole thing was I thought this was online.
No, I don't think it's online.
I thought that there was like a single player version and there was also a multiplayer, and then you could maybe they never said anything of like you could co-op in the single player stuff. But I figured like some of these bigger boss fights were
Oh, like
multiplayer,
raids?
were like
Like
rage, yeah, like they were
yeah,
just
mate. Well, I don't know. They've never like said anything in trailers, and if you go to the website right now, like the gameplay section of the
mhm.
website is just like grayed out. Like you can't even read about the gameplay. Like it's great. Like you can't yeah. So it's coming out for PS5, PS4, and Steam.
Okay.
And there's like you can see the characters. Yeah, it's single player. I just looked at. Okay, yeah, you're right. It's primarily single player, but then there's an online function where you can play up to three other people.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
wow. That's all I need. This
yeah.
yeah.
So there you
Man.
go.
Yeah, I mean it looks great. And of course, we're not gonna get to the fighting game. But there is GranBlue GranBlue Fantasy versus Rising. That came
Yeah,
out.
it's like a sequel,
Well,
right? Which is
yeah,
kind
it's
of
a sequel,
like
which is
it's like
nice. I mean, it's great for that community.
well, I'm glad it's a good. Is it Arxis as well still or
It's still Arxis. It's Arxis plus they are adding. Of course, it's going to have rollback and also crossplay between PS4, PS5, Steam. So
perfect?
that's I heard that apparently all the community really wanted was just rollback. So they're in good hands, and they even have that weird janky lobby system from all the Arc system works
From Guilty Gear.
from Guilty Gear. Yeah, they have that. They changed up some, they added some art assets, not assets, but enhanced the art. There we go. With, as they said, in-game shaders and post-processing effects have been enhanced to replicate the iconic art style of GranBlue Fantasy. But no, with that weird online lobby thing that they have now, it has like a Fall Guys portion to it.
Oh,
Grand
that's cool.
Brews Legends.
That's fun.
It's so while you're waiting for, I don't guess it's while you're waiting for a game because I've seen the trailer. It's more like while you're
I'm
just
just gonna play that. I'll just play fucking that.
hold up. Let me just say this crap, bro. It's so dumb. I was like, wait,
Oh, this is good. I'm
are
gonna
y'all
fucking play this,
serious?
dude.
It's like, yeah, bro,
Yeah.
we're serious about this, and I'm just like, excuse me, the world of GranBlue versus battle
Oh,
against
this
others
looks
like never before. I'm just like,
this looks
oh,
fun.
I thought this was just normal crap, and then it's like, uh, there's a
Well, this
soccer
looks
game.
fun. This looks sick.
I can't tell if you're really enjoying
Yeah,
this.
I would love to play soccer.
Claim your crown, and then here's the Fall Guys game. This is Fall Guys.
Oh my god, this looks fun.
No, it's just really Fall Guys. It's just really it's just like a party
Oh my
mini game.
god, this looks ridiculous.
Part
I'm
of
gonna
me,
buy this. I'm gonna buy this game just for this.
part of me was just like, okay, this can't be. I couldn't take it seriously, but another part was just like, it looks kind of fun just to mess around in, like
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this game and not touch the fighting game part of it. I'm just gonna play
just play
that.
those two. I hope they expand. Right now, there's only those like 2 games in there, but hopefully they'll make it a full on Fall Guys. Make us laugh with that.
How big is Arxis? Because they do so
Well,
many games.
well, I mean, I think they have they have different producers and different teams working on those games, and I assume that there's parts that they don't have to worry about maybe. So if Cygames is essentially, I don't know if they're the publisher. I believe they might be the publisher for the game.
Cygames is, I think, the publisher for GranBlue Fantasy Versus,
Yeah,
but they're making Relink.
yeah. So in that case, Arcs doesn't have to worry about like promotion or any of that type of stuff. They're just doing what they do, and they already got the base game there, so they've kind of added some new things to it, and you know, I think maybe I guess they're just fine. I think fighting games don't cost a lot to make. They're not the most expensive from what I've heard, and the teams are typically small for the most part, unless you go bigger. But
Yeah. Yeah, Arxis is like the king of anime fighters. They do it so well.
they do it so well at this point. Like, there's like, if you need your game translated to an anime art style or something, you go to them or you go to CyberConnect.
Yeah, it's funny because CyberConnect got fired from remake
From
7 remake. Yeah,
because
then Square
they
was
don't
like,
do
well,
that
yeah.
game. Can you
Square was like,
imagine
well,
if
let's do it.
it would have just been
Do
like
CyberConnect,
one of the freaking Ultimate
Ninja
Ninja
Storm.
Storms? It would have been one of
Yeah.
those games. Cloud would have been zipping around and just like 4-button combat all day. We would have been
Oh,
like,
I
what are
would.
we playing? What are we
Yeah.
playing? Anyways, that's gonna do it for us this week. Thanks everyone for listening and watching. Don't tune out just yet because you got to find out where you can find us. That sounded weird. Where you can find us. Where can they follow you, Alex?
Yeah, you can see me stream at twitch.tv/route24. It's ROUTE24. Yeah, I'm playing P3P for a little bit at least, and then I'll play something else. Probably some more RPGs. Although next week is Power Wash Simulator DLC, so I'll be playing some more Power Wash next week.
Gosh. Oh, there's like a lot of good games coming out. We got Dead Space remake coming out too in February. We've also got if you're into Forspoken tomorrow, by the time this podcast comes out, you can either see
That could have been today's podcast because there's so much shit going on about Forspoken. But yeah,
really, what could we have said? You wait, no, hold up. You have the power to play the demo.
is it on PC?
No, it's on PS5.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking.
You have the power.
It's still in the box.
I can't.
It's still in the box. Still in the fucking
can't.
box. Yeah, no, yeah.
And then of course, I think we have fudge. There's one other kind of big release. Oh, the that Koei Tecmo EA game, the Wild Hearts. Is that what it's called?
Okay.
It's the Monster Hunter Fortnite.
The one that looks like Monster Hunter, but is a Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
coming. And so like, hey, if anyone's happy, go ahead. There's great games coming out. You can follow me at NinjaTrixta, NinjaTrixta. Currently playing One Piece Odyssey. I finished up Sekiro. Enjoyed it actually. That's my third Souls game or third from FromSoft game in that kind of line of series that they do. And I've just got to go tackle Dark Souls and Demon's Souls.
Are you gonna play Chrono Trigger on stream or anything like that, or
Man, I don't know. No,
no? You're not gonna play on stream?
I don't want to play. there's like after playing Undertale on stream, I don't want to play. Like, look, I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna have to fight some people potentially from telling them, "Don't you dare tell me what's about to happen next. I
Are
don't want to
you
know. Don't tell me what to do. I don't need to go this direction. Just let me
are
play the
you
game."
afraid of you? So you're afraid of backseating, right?
I'm afraid of like backseating and then just like, yeah, yeah.
So I've been playing FF6, not on stream, just like on my own time. Like I've just been playing on my Steam Deck.
hmm
Finally, after all these years, I've never played FF6 until like
That's the
now,
one
and
I
I'm
want to
like,
play. I need to get on
yeah,
it because I love
and
that
then,
soundtrack. It's best.
and I'm like, actually, like, you know what? This game is good. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
are
like,
you playing the Pixel remaster
I'm
or
playing the Pixel
okay,
remaster. Yeah.
okay. Man,
So
I need
yeah,
to see
I'm
if those
like,
are on sale.
they go on sale every sale. Is it still on sale? It's a Lunar
It
New
might.
Year
It's a
sale.
Lunar New
Yeah.
Year sale. Lunar New Year to anyone
But
out
yeah, if
there.
you celebrate Lunar New
You
Year, Happy
celebrate it,
Lunar
yeah,
New Year. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Let me see. Final Fantasy 6 Pixel Remaster.
I might just pick that up.
It is not on sale? I don't know. But
They're
yeah,
relatively cheap anyway, so it's not
it's
like
like 20 bucks. Yeah.
yeah. If it goes on sale, it'll
Um,
be 16 maybe.
but yeah, I'm actually like, I'm playing through 6 for the first time, and I'm like, damn, this game is fun. Holy shit. Anyways, yeah, so you'll probably feel that way when you get to Chrono Trigger finally, but
Steam Deck, thank you for
yeah,
allowing me to play at night
yeah,
off the
exactly.
computer. But yes, thanks everyone for listening. You can also find us on Twitter at UGP_cast. You can also continue to support the YouTube channel and tell your friends about it. And of course, if you are listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play Podcasts, in those services, go ahead and leave a 5-star review where we'll definitely tell you that word thank you. We'll reply somewhere.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
on to episode 157. We'll see you next week, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know. We're 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 gone. We're
Peace.
we're gone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
See you next week.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Yeah.